start with the topic constellation, and to go through deeper, we need to know what is constellation. Constellation are those group of stars. So we should start our definition with the phrase group of stars. These group of stars are recognized with a particular shape from the centuries. So these group of stars may contain 20, 50 stars, but they are generally recognized by the group of 6 to 7 or 8, 9 stars. So it is, we can say, 5 to 9 stars are the main representation of any constellation. There are 88 constellations discovered in the sky. These group of stars, which are known as constellations, have ever stimulated the mind of human. We are going to discuss few constellations here, and the first one is the Orion. Orion is known as Kalpurush in Hindi or Indian names. Also it is known as Vyadh. Also it is known as the Hunter in English. Because when we talk about this constellation, it is shaped this way, like a hunter is hunting, and these 7 stars mainly show this beautiful constellation. It's prominent with its presence in the sky of northern hemisphere. So the sky in which you can observe the Orion is northern hemisphere sky. The time in which you can clearly see the Orion is the winter times. So it is visible in winters. Now I'm going to tell you a few names which are associated with this Orion constellation. This star is known as Betelgeuse. This is the brightest star of this constellation. This star is known as Bellatrix. These 3 stars make the belt of the sword, the belt of the hunter. This star is known as Regal, and this star is known as Ceph. So these are the names given to these stars of this constellation, which is named as Orion. Now a beautiful fact here I'm telling you. See, these 3 stars, when are joined with a straight line in the sky, they connect with the most intense, or we can say the brightest star of Earth's sky, and it is known as Sirius. Sirius is the star which is considered to be the brightest star of Earth's sky. Now, one more interesting thing we can notice here. If you have ever watched the Harry Potter movies or you have read the Harry Potter series, you may know the godfather of Harry Potter is named Sirius Black, while the sister is named as Bellatrix Lestrange. So you can see that from where the J.K. Rowling has got the idea of naming the 2 important characters of the story. One more thing I want to tell you here, that Betelgeuse is the most bright star of this constellation only, and you can say that it is the alpha star of this constellation. Constellation which is Ursa Major. Ursa Major is also known as Saptarishi Mandal, because in Hindi, constellation is known as Taramandal, and Saptarishi Mandal is the Hindi name or Indian name for Ursa Major. It is also known as Great Bear, as well it is known as Big Dipper. With every name connected, there is a reason. Saptarishi Mandal in Hindi, the beautiful star combination is known as Saptarishi. Great Bear is the star pattern which is observed like a big mother bear. Big Dipper, Dipper is the spoon to serve the food, and Big Dipper it is named it like because it is observed like a dipper in the sky. Now, if you go through the pattern, you will see it is like this. These are the 7 stars. You can see these stars are the pointers, and what they point is again a very interesting fact that the straight line connecting these 2 stars actually lead you to the pole star or Polaris, you know. This constellation, if it is tucked where it may be visible, then the northern hemisphere, the sky of the northern hemisphere, you can guess, you can tell anybody to see, is visible in summers. Ursa Minor is known as Laghu Saptarishi in Hindi, Small Dipper or Little Bear constellation. So its shape that is observed, it's like this. This star, which we are talking in reference of Ursa Major, Ursa Minor is the constellation which actually holds the Polaris or the pole star. Dhruv Tara, it is the name in Indian mythology or in the Indian astronomy. In mythology, there is a story related with the Dhruv, the Rajkumar, the prince, and his very long, determined, hard work, and because of its determination, this star is known as Dhruv Tara or the Polaris because it always shows towards the north, never leaves its position. So what is important about Polaris is its position, is its direction showing property. It is always towards the north, and that's why it is the pole star and its name is Polaris. It's a part of Ursa Minor and it's the fifth. Then we have the last, that is Cassiopeia. It is basically known with the 5 stars, and if it is observed then it is felt like a distorted W or M is visible during the winters and is another prominent constellation in the sky. It is also observed in winters. The Ursa Minor is also observed in winters. We can here differentiate the constellations with the galaxies. As you studied about both, constellation is a group of few stars, and galaxies is the group of millions, billions of. It forms a definite pattern, or it is recognized with a definite pattern of the arrangement of stars. It lacks a definite pattern. They are only 88 constellations, but there are millions of galaxies in this universe. Many constellations may be seen by naked eyes, while few galaxies, in fact, I should say very few galaxies, are visible to naked eye. So, this was the beautiful term and facts about the universe.